What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney 6. We are currently on investigation day 2 of the DLC case for the Sprockets, and we can't go to the reception room because the forensics team's there now, so we'll have to find someplace else to go. Off to do some legwork, Dad? Yep. Thought we'd head to Soren's house for starters. He was accompanying the police on their investigation here earlier, but he's probably home by now. Great, thanks. Later. Let's bust a move! Bump, bump. Oh. I still can't get over how gorgeous Sprocket Manor is. Not really. Just don't touch anything. I wasn't going to. She was definitely going to. I was told I had guests. Thanks for seeing us, Soren. We know you're busy. We'd like to ask you a few questions about the case, if you wouldn't mind. Soren? You're Ellen's lawyer, right? Yes, that's right. Don't tell me he doesn't remember me. Will Ellen be found guilty? We're doing everything we can to prevent that. That's why we're here investigating. Will you please tell us what you know? Soren? Alright, fine. What was that pause all about? It was you who gave the order for that large-scale cover-up plan, isn't that right? What large-scale cover-up? Don't play dumb with us. You held 2 wedding receptions in order to try and cover up Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. Ellen thought that, through the power of the timekeeper you built, she traveled back in time. So that's why there were 2 receptions. Does he seriously not know why the reception was held twice? Looks like I'll have to delve deeper here. So, the cover-up scheme, that fake trip through time. You're not the one who was behind it all? Pierce Nichity stated in court that you were the one who ordered it to be carried out. Pierce said that. I see. I leave him in charge of everything around me. So whatever he decides is, in essence, my decision too. So I take it that you didn't know anything about the cover-up. That's none of your business. But you were in 2 wedding receptions in a row. And still you claim to know nothing. I have nothing more to say to you. Please leave. But Soren... There's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Go away. Doesn't get clearer than that, huh? He's looking especially uncooperative, but maybe I can grab his attention somehow. There's still that one piece of evidence I don't know much about. It's worth a try. Boo. Boo, 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 boo. Which one? Soren, have you ever seen this before? That's... What is it? Nothing. Why did his whole demeanor change all of a sudden? He's gone pale as a ghost, too. Maybe he hates candelabras. Soren! And he's dead. Look at his stomach, he's bleeding. Somebody help! Soren's collapsed! Get that camera guy to help. That dude's just, like, lifting his camera all day long. Get him to the hospital, quickly now! Poor Soren. That must be one serious wound. What is it, Nick? Well, when I showed him the candelabra, his whole demeanor changed. So much that he started dying. So I was just thinking that maybe his injury is... What's this? It's Soren's notebook. He must have dropped it in the rush to get him to the hospital. His notebook, huh? Wonder what's written in it, don't you? Come on, you know you want to take a peek. Soren's notebook. What to do? I feel guilty snooping around in somebody's personal notebook, but maybe we should take a little look-see. It's filled with big words written in tiny letters. Guess he uses this notebook to write down his invention ideas. What is it? Did you find something? After March 8th of last year, the content of this notebook changes dramatically. Like how? Well, ever since that date, Soren's been writing down every detail of his life, as in every. Maybe he decided to start keeping a diary. But this is way too detailed to be an ordinary day. Either he's really compulsive, or maybe just plain forgetful. But is it really as simple as that? I feel like something happened on March 8th that made Soren change. Well, why don't you take a look at that, and I'll tell you. Maya, let go or we'll rip it! Now look what you did! You dropped it! It's a notebook, it's not gonna shatter. You should just let me take a look! How is this my fault? Oh no, Nick! It fell into that pool of Soren's blood. I can't read a thing on these 2 pages now. You're gonna get it now. Guess it really is my fault after all. Let's just put it away carefully for now. We can't let anything else happen to it, you hear? Hey, look! There's something sticking out of the notebook. It looks like a newspaper article. Let's see. It's about the car accident Soren's sister died in. It happened on March 8th. That's the day Soren's notebook completely changed. What else does it say? It says the driver at the time of the accident was Dumas Gloomsbury. It says Soren was in the car too and that he had sustained severe injuries. It's just like Pierce said. Soren completely changed after the accident. So, Bloomsbury was driving the car when they got into that accident. That opens up the distinct possibility of Soren holding a grudge against Gloomsbury. You think Soren could have? I don't know. It's not like I have any proof. We should talk to Pierce about this when we return Soren's notebook to him. Though he doesn't seem to be here right now. Maybe he's at the Flying Chapel. Bop, bop, time to go. Oh, must be outside then. Right here. I sure hope Pierce is around here somewhere. Mr. Wright and Miss Fay. What are the odds of that? Hello, Pierce. We were just looking for you. I'm sorry for Master Soren's sudden departure earlier. You have my sincerest apologies. It was totally understandable, really. But shouldn't you be at his side right now? It's fine. The other servants are with him, and I am in constant contact with them. Do not forget to give him his pain medication, and be sure to keep him hydrated. Also, see to it that he's not up and about. He needs complete bed rest. Is this what happens when you're too rich for normal peasant phones? I must return to Master Soren now, but did you want something of me? Actually, here's Soren's notebook. He dropped it when he collapsed. I hope Pierce doesn't notice the bloodstain. Thank you very much for this. I'll see to it personally that Master Soren gets it back. Thank you. I trust you did not look inside. Of course not. Because it is filled with numerous patent-worthy ideas, you see. I know you're busy, but would you mind if I asked you a few questions about the case? Well, as I said, I must be getting back to Master Soren. So, if you can make it quick, I'd greatly appreciate it. Alright, I'll make this as quick as I can. I'd like to ask you about the cover-up you tried to pull off, if you don't mind. I told everything there is to tell in court already. Disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Sounds like a lovely job description. I have nothing more to say on the matter. I will say I do not think it's wise to spend time on topics that have already been discussed. Right. Pierce, could you tell us more about this accident? Where did you find that? And did I not already tell you about that accident? You did, but you conveniently left out one crucial detail. The fact that Dumas Gloomsbury was driving the car at the time. Oh, did I not mention that? I suppose it simply did not come up then. If Mr. Gloomsbury caused the accident, why didn't the Sprocket family fire him? Wouldn't that usually be the natural consequence of such a huge mistake? Please do not misunderstand. Bloomsbury stayed on with the family on Master Soren's request. That is the type of person Master Soren is. But not you, probably. Perhaps it was the influence of Miss Selena's kind nature. She was such a sweet person that even in her last moment she thought of Master Soren. Not only did Soren not hold a grudge against Bloomsbury, he instead insisted on keeping him on. Now I really don't understand how that guy's mind works. So you were present for Selena Sprocket's last moments? Yes, in my professional capacity. The accident happened on the way to a certain party. And what kind of a party was it? It was Miss Selena's engagement party. Bloomsbury's injuries were minor, but Miss Selena's and Master Soren's were critical. They were brought to the Sprocket family's regular hospital. To have such a terrible thing happen on what was to be a day of celebration. Thanks to the surgeon in charge, Master Soren pulled through. But Miss Selena... The last words Miss Selena said to me were, "Please help Soren." Ever since then, I have attended Master Soren and tried to help him any way I can. I see. Selena's fiancé must have been devastated. Indeed. The shock of losing Miss Selena was so great he quit being a surgeon. He was a surgeon? So the surgeon who tried to save them both, was he... Yes, he was Miss Selena's fiancé. Which is him. What a terrible tragedy. How awful. So where is her fiancé now? Good question. I wonder that sometimes myself. So Selena had a fiancé. I'd like to find out more about him, but I doubt I'll find him anytime soon. So, are we done here? I'm afraid I must be going. Could you please just tell me a little more about Soren? There's nothing more to tell. I can't seem to get any real answers out of him just by asking him questions. But there is that piece of evidence I still don't know much about. Maybe he'll be able to tell me something about it. Yeah, unless he starts bleeding out of his stomach. Bup, 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 bup. Pierce, have you ever seen this Candleabra before? No, I don't know anything about it. My Magatama reacted! Pierce must be trying to hide something from me. I have to break those Cyclocks and find out what.
Take that!
You're hiding something from me about this Candleabra, aren't you? It is one of the candelabras from the Flying Chapel, is it not? Is there something special about it? Actually, yes, there's some blood on it, you see. I think the blood might belong to this person.
Take that!
Soren has a rather nasty wound on his body, doesn't he? Yes, Master Soren is indeed injured. Are any of the other people involved with this case injured? Not as far as I know. I see. Then let me ask you this, Pierce. Do you suppose Soren could have been more directly involved than you're letting on? What in the world would make you think that? Oh, I've got my reasons. Mr. Gloomsbury's fingerprints were found on this candelabra stem, which leads me to believe that Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed Soren with it. You cannot possibly think Master Soren is the one responsible for the murder. I don't have any conclusive evidence of that at the moment, but I do think he had a motive. This proves that Soren had a motive to kill Mr. Gloomsbury.
Take that!
Even though it was an accident. Mr. Gloomsbury was the man responsible for taking Soren's sister away. Let us suppose that Gloomsbury did stab Master Soren with the candelabra. Can you prove that it had anything to do with this case? He might have been stabbed at some other location for some other reason. Sorry, but I can prove it was related to this case. Oh, really? Soren's stabbing and Mr. Gloomsbury's death are definitely connected. Are they now? This is the piece of evidence that ties Soren's injury to Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. A bloodstain was found on the side of the lift that goes between the hold and the Vista deck. Its blood matches the blood that's on the candelabra. I obtained the results straight from the police, so I can assure you that this information's correct. This bloodstain on the lift indicates an important fact. It shows us Soren's blood is on the lift, which can only mean one thing. He was there, wasn't he? Soren was at the scene of the crime. You are very astute, Mr. Wright. It appears I cannot hide this from you any longer. Very well. I will tell you everything. Could you tell me about Soren's injury? Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmised, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. That is when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he said. Even though Master Soren was badly injured, he went after Gloomsbury. So, Soren really was at the scene of the murder. Yes, that's correct. However, by the time Master Soren arrived at the scene, Gloomsbury had already been murdered. So Pierce is saying that Soren was at the scene. Yes! But that he didn't have anything to do with the murder itself. Even still, why did you try to keep such an important piece of information from me? I'm very sorry. Master Soren's injury and Gloomsbury's murder were not directly related. So I decided not to mention it so as not to unnecessarily complicate the investigation. Now then. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I really must go now. Please excuse me. Thanks for your time. Pierce should have just told us everything in the first place and saved us all a lot of time. Well, that's the whole game. The whole franchise is based on that. But I guess it isn't that simple for him. He is the family butler, after all. He sure didn't make our job any easier, though, did he? But at least we learned something new. Soren was at the scene of the crime. That's true. One step forward is better than none. So, what next? Let's see. The forensics team might be done investigating the reception hall by now. Let's go check it out. Sounds like a plan. And we'll save that for the next episode. So stay tuned! And thanks for watching. Bye-bye!